Let's talk a little bit more about Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days. I want to talk about the beginning of the book, which is the beginning of her campaign. Just as a warning, spoilers ahead. If you are reading the book or plan to read the book and you don't want any spoilers, you may want to just favorite this and come back to it after you're done. Here we go. So we all know the story of the day that Biden dropped out. Kamala was at the vice president's residence with her family and her two grandnieces. She had just made them pancakes. They were getting ready to do a puzzle. Joe Biden called, said that he was dropping out of the race, and that's what we've been told. She goes much deeper into detail about that day in the book. Basically, puzzle day was over, of course. But Biden and his team, they told her that they wanted to wait, that they were going to endorse her, but they wanted to wait a couple of days to endorse her. And that was not acceptable to Harris, and rightly so. That kind of lag would have just caused a lot of turmoil and a lot of grief moving forward. If they were going to do it, they needed to do it. They should have done it with the announcement of him dropping out. They compromised though, and they made the announcement. And then, if you remember, about 20 minutes later, Biden endorsed her. Now, after that happened, Harris and her team jumped on the phones. They started calling all the power players in the Democratic Party, which her goal was is to shore up as many delegates as possible, as quickly as possible, to ensure her the nomination. Remember, the convention hadn't happened yet. Joe Biden wasn't the official nominee, but he did have a bunch of pledged delegates. Now she had to get those delegates to pledge for her. And she called everyone. She called everyone from the Democratic governors. She called Newsom, who was on a hike and said he'd call him back. Never called back. Called Shapiro. He was kind of lukewarm. Called people in Congress. Called Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi wanted a mini primary. Of course she did. She called the Obamas. The Obamas said they were excited. They supported her, but they weren't going to put the thumb on the scale just yet. We're going to talk about that in another video. Then she called the Clintons. The Clintons were all in, 10 toes in from get-go. They said, what do you need us to do? Where do you need us to go? We'll jump on a plane. We'll jump on a train. We'll jump on a boat. Whatever you need from us, we're going to do. And that surprised me because, I'm not a big fan of the Clintons, but that was a good move by them. More coming up. Stay tuned.